All right, back for another beer review, and today I'm going to be reviewing another beer from the Equilibrium Brewery, and they're out of Middletown, New York, and this is their Fluctuation. So this is another double IPA, comes in at 8.1% alcohol by volume, no IBUs listed, and at the time of review, this is about 3.5 weeks old, so still quite fresh. And I want to give a thanks and a huge shout out to my buddy Eric for hooking me up with this one. If you guys are curious about the other beers that Eric hooked me up with, I'll post a link in the description box to the beer haul video that includes the beers that he gave to me. So, Equilibrium. Last week I reviewed their MC Squared and I loved it. And today I get to try their Fluctuation. On here it says perfectly unbalanced double IPA. And there's not much more to say about this one. As I mentioned in the MC Squared review, not a lot of information from Equilibrium about their beers. They have about a paragraph on their website, and they mostly just give you tasting notes, so I didn't read those. Well, I saw them, but I don't remember what they said about it. I was just like, there's tasting notes, I'm out of here. But it didn't really say much of interest to me about the beer, so I'm just gonna assume that this is a double IPA with a bunch of different hops in it. We'll see. Anyway, let's give it a crack and see what we got going on here. So MC Squared was awesome. It gave me Old Nation M43 vibes. It had this minerality and this like nerdy water treatment, as Matt over at Massive Beer Reviews likes to say. And yeah, it was nice. And this one's pouring out almost identical to that one, albeit maybe a bit lighter in color. So these are, you know, New England style double IPA. So yeah, this has more of a like, yeah, this has an orange juice look to it. Very opaque like the other one. This has about a 2.5 finger of an off-white head. Very creamy look to it. And yeah, it plays the role of a New England style double IPA. So let's get a nose. Ooh, wow, this is way more dank and resinous and just way more so than MC Squared. Yeah, there's actually more of a malt base coming through here, like this nice bready, sweeter, almost honey malt character to it. I just inhaled some of the head there because if you don't wear the beer, then you're not doing it right. Yeah, it has like these. So I've been on the diet. I don't need to talk about it every review, I seem to, but I like to mention that I've been eating a lot of fresh fruit, so it has like a lychee character to it. I've also been eating these cherry plums, and it kind of has like this nondescript, I don't want to say berry note, but there's like a little bit of like a berry in there, but almost to the cherry side of things, like a sweeter red fruit. But yeah, it's just super, super resinous. There's like, almost getting like that almost like stinky, rotten garlic onion note. I know so many people, when people say that in reviews, are like, that sounds gross. It does sound gross. Like it sounds gross when you say it. But when you're actually smelling it, it smells pretty good, actually. It's hard to describe if you've never had that character in a beer before. But yeah, there's like honey dipped oranges is another way I would say this with that honey malt. Honey dipped oranges, honey dipped tangerines, mango, peach, apricot, maybe even a little bit of like papaya thing going on, pineapple. There's a lot of different characters in here. All of them are very minute. There really isn't. I would say the predominant note here is like that onion and garlic component. Yeah, it smells vastly different from the MC Squared, but just as good in its own right. So let's get into it. Cheers, everyone, and thanks again, Eric. Way different. Way different. The only thing that is carried over from MC Squared is that water treatment. I'm pretty sure it's water treatment. So whatever I said during Old Nation Week, scrap that. I was like, oh, it has to be the yeast, the house yeast they're using or whatever. I think it's just the mineralities in the water, whatever water treatment they're doing to this. Very similar to Old Nation, and it's cool. It just has like this acidic orange juice thing. That's what I'm kind of getting from it. It's obviously the hops mixing in with that water treatment and probably the yeast and everything, but it just has this crispness to it. But right up front, that garlic onion thing, still the predominant note. It's not as ripe or not as pungent as it was in the nose, but it's still there. It's basically omnipresent throughout the entire palate. Then underneath, you're hit with more of like a peach apricot stone fruit thing, mango, papaya, a little bit of pineapple, a lot of tropical fruit notes to this one. And really the only citrus that I'm getting is that water treatment, or what I perceive to be the water treatment, the minerality, acidic orange juice type of thing going on. The body isn't as big as it was an MC squared. I'd peg this medium to slightly above medium body. And same thing with the mouthfeel. The mouthfeel on MC squared was very, you know, it had a crispness to it. It was, you know, it definitely had carbonation to it, but it was, you know, somewhat smooth, not really creamy, but just smooth and soft. This one is smooth and soft, but a little bit dialed back from that one. Not much more to say about this. It's fucking another killer beer from Equilibrium. That's Fluctuation, and I'm giving that I don't like it as much as MC squared, but it's close to it, so I'm gonna give it a 4.25 out of 5. Awesome beer. As I mentioned in the MC squared review, I've had, I think this is like the 5th beer I've had from them. I've had 3 within their D-Hop series, which were all damn tasty as well. So Equilibrium, they're killing it for me. I want to try more from them, so hopefully I can get some more, my hands on some more of their beers and maybe some of their non-hop forward offerings to appease Paul over at PA Brew News. I know I review a lot of New England style IPAs and IPAs and sours and stuff. Hey, whatever's popular and what I enjoy, I'm going to review. But as I said in the vlog a couple weeks ago, definitely need to start reviewing more beers from bigger breweries and try to dive into more styles for everybody, and myself included. But anyway, Fluctuation, Equilibrium Brewery, 4.25 out of 5. Another awesome beer. If you guys can get your hands on this or any Equilibrium beers, do yourself a favor and do so, because they are doing great stuff, knocking it out of the park. So, appreciate you guys stopping by. Please like, comment, subscribe. I want to give a thanks to Sean, or not Sean, Eric. Eric and Sean both sent me the beers in the beer mail. But thanks to Eric for this beer, all the beers, and appreciate everyone stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe. To the next one, cheers.